Danny Schatz, the pitcher for Mcadory in game number 2. The right-hander played first base in game number 1. The 1-0 offering fouled straight back out of play. The leadoff hitter for Southside, Tommy Stevens. Tommy Stevens in game 1, 0 for 3 with a walk. The count 1-1, nobody out. We're in the top of the first inning. Danny Schatz on the hill for Mcadory. Tommy Stevens, the center fielder for Southside. The leadoff hitter for the Crimson Panthers. Swung on, fouled off at the plate in the dirt. The count now, a ball and 2 strikes. The same lineup for both teams, with the only exceptions being who's on the mound for both teams. The 1-2 offering just high, even in the count at 2-2. Jimmy Blanton on the season, 21-12. His Crimson Panthers of Southside, as Stevens hits a high fly ball to right field. Sean DeFore camps under it for the first down, the top of the first inning. Brings up game 1 starter, P.J. Duncan. P.J. Duncan threw 5 complete innings of play and gave up 2 runs. First pitch low in the dirt for ball 1. Danny Schatz, the 1-0 offering, swung on and missed for strike 1. The count now 1-1, 1 man out, nobody on. P.J. Duncan, last game, 0 for 4. Pitched a great game, however, was pulled after the 5th inning. The 6th inning is when Mcadory just exploded for 10 runs. The count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out, nobody on. P.J. Duncan on the season, 308, no home runs, 16 runs driven in. The 2-2 offering, swung on, chopper back to the mound. Schatz has it, throws on to first for the 2nd out. They throw it around the horn. Brings up Blake Bone, the starting pitcher for game number 2 for Southside. He's a left-handed hitter. In game number 1, 1 for 4, a single to left field in the 5th inning, as Schatz quickly gets ahead, 0-1. Mcadory fans really into it after that explosive 6th inning of game 1. Pitch taken high and outside for ball 1. Count 1-1, 2 outs, nobody on. Blake Bone, the hitter, played shortstop last game. Pitch in the dirt for ball 2. Danny Schatz played first base in game 1. Pitching in game 2 for Mcadory. Fouled out of play behind home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The deuce is wild, as they say. Nobody on. We're scoreless in the top of the first inning as the sun begins to set here in Southside, Alabama, upon game number 2. On deck for the Crimson Panthers, Slade Kilgo. Pitch taken low and outside. Count now full. Danny Schatz in game number 2 of the semifinals against Monroe County, combined with Jason Barnett for a 1-hitter. However, with 2 men out, walks Blake Bone. The hitter in the box, Slade Kilgo. Last game, 1 for 2. A triple back in the 1st inning to drive in Southside's first run, and he walked as well. Pitch taken high for ball 1. Pinch running for Blake Bone at first base, number 1, Dane Barkley. Pitch fouled Out of play, count. 1 ball and a strike. Barkley inches his way off first base in a low crouch. Gets off. The ball in the dirt. He heads for second base as he's going to make it very easily as Jason Schatz can't find it in the dirt. Retrieves it in time. So hold Barkley to second base. 2 men out. 2 balls and a strike. Your hitter in the box, Slade Kilgo. Major Allred, the first baseman, the winner of Game 1. For Mcadory, big left-handed hitter, slapped up the middle, base hit. Southside, as Jimmy Blanton waves in the runner. Barkley, does a play at the plate? No, as Barkley scores rather easily, standing up. So Southside, much like game number 1, strikes first blood in the first inning. Slade Kilgo driving in the first run of the game as he did in game 1. Slapped it straight up the middle. Brings up Wesley Patterson. Patterson last game. 0 for 4. It's a right-handed hitter. On the season, he hit .326 with 1 King Kong home run. Pitch sailed a little bit high for ball 1. Two men out. We have a runner at first base. Danny Schatz on the mound for the Yellow Jackets. Pitch taken in the dirt for ball 2. So after recording the first 2 outs, the first 2 hitters in the inning, Danny Schatz has led a run scored off a base on balls and then a base hit straight up the middle. Danny Schatz, the right-hander, number 10 for Mcadory. Swung on, drilled to right field. The center fielder goes over his head. It's going to bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. And Southside rebounding from a game 1 defeat in good form in the first inning as a 2-out walk and 2 consecutive hits have led to 1 run with the runners at second and third with 2 men out. Brings up the designated hitter Nathan Wyatt, the stocky right-handed hitter. Jimmy Blanton has his guys going in this first inning as they are trying to add to their 1-run lead. Wyatt took a huge swing, and he wasn't swinging for a base hit up the middle. He was swinging for the student section out in left field. Swung on and missed. Danny Schatz steps off the rubber. Runners retreat to their bases, second and third respectively, 2 men away. No balls and a strike to Wyatt. The windup, the offering. Swung on, drilled down the left field line, foul. Count now, no balls, 2 strikes. Wyatt on the season hit .355, didn't go deep, drove in 21 runs. Trying to add to those totals right here as he has, as they say, ducks on the pond at runners in second and third with 2 men away. The 0-2 pitch just outside as the catcher tried to get the runner back at third base as he throws it into left field. Another run scores for Southside. Quickly jump ahead does the Crimson Panthers, 2-0 in the top of the first inning with 2 men away. So all this damage being done for Southside with 2 men away. A ball, 2 strikes, 2 men away, runner at third base. Danny Schatz swung on, fouled straight back, out of play. Nathan Wyatt, your hitter. A ball, 2 strikes. Pitch just does miss evening the count at 2-2. 2-2. 2 men away, runner at third. 2-0 your score. Southside leads it in the top of the first. Swung on and missed for strike 3. However, Southside does the early damage with 2 runs in the top of the first. We'll be back for the bottom of the first. Welcome back to the action. Game number 2, 5A state championship for baseball here in Southside, Alabama. This is Jonathan Nelson along with Chris Chandler doing the excellent work behind the scenes with the camera work. Southside leads it 2-1. The first pitch fouled in our direction, out of play along the first base line. Leadoff hitter for the Crimson Panthers this inning, Matt Langford, the right fielder. Langford last game 0 for 3, reached on an error, drove in a run in that 0 for 3 cause. Takes the pitch for strike 2. Down in the count, 0-2, nobody out, nobody on. Swung on and missed for strike 3. With 1 man away, Doug Furman, the left fielder, steps to the box. Last game, 0 for 3. On the season, he had .372, 1 home run, and 15 runs driven in as he takes the first pitch for a strike. Shots, the 0-1 offering, drilling it in there right now as he has some sort of rhythm going. 0-2. After 5 consecutive strikes, he throws that one around 58 feet in the dirt. Count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 man away, nobody out. Southside leads it 2-1. We're in the top of the second inning. Defense playing straight away. Pitch taken, just does miss, is a little bit high. The count now 2-2. Shots, the windup. The 2-2 offering, swung on. It's a fly ball into short right field. DeFore calls off the second baseman and puts it away for the second out. With 2 men away, nobody on, brings up Andy Hill. And Hill last game 0 for 3 as well, wore the collar. Shots sort of establishing a groove here of some sort, as Hill goes fishing for a high fastball out of the strike zone for strike 1. Shots, the 0-1 offering, swung on and fouled off at the plate, 0-2. Shots has really settled down since the first inning. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs in that first inning by Southside, but has mowed down the first 2 hitters of the second inning. That one just does miss outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men away, nobody on. Shots, the pitch, swung on, drilled down the left field line. That's fair, as Hill's going to head to second base. The left fielder coming up, throwing's cut off as Hill stands up with a double. Hill, the 2-out double to left field, is going to bring up Tommy Stevens. Stevens, 0 for 1 this game. Flied out to right field to lead off the game. It's the speedster for Southside. Swung on and drilled to left field. That one is going to be caught for the 3rd out. Thought for a second it might drop, but hangs up for the left fielder for the 3rd out. After 1.5 complete innings of play, the score remains the same. Southside 2, Mcadory 1. Welcome back to the action. We're entering the bottom of the second inning, where Southside holds the lead 2-1. Mcadory hitting right now, leading off with number 20, Jim Watts. Watts, the right-handed hitter. Bone pitching for Southside, throws that one around 59 feet for ball 2. Watts, the designated hitter for Mcadory. On deck, Sean DeFore. Pitch drilled right up the middle, base hit. So once again, Mcadory leads off with a base runner on, this time with a hit by Jim Watts. Sean DeFore, the right fielder. Pitch taken low in the dirt for ball one. Strike, nobody out, runner on first base. Bone, the pitch, taken high for ball two. Blake Bone, the shortstop of game number one, pitching for the Crimson Panthers as he gets that right across the heart of the plate for strike two. Once again, those leadoff hitters are so important to get out. Leadoff hitter last inning for Mcadory came in to score. It was a walk. This inning, leadoff hitter Jim Watts reached with a single. Sean DeFore caught looking on that last pitch for strike number three. Pat Jones, shortstop for Mcadory. One man out, one man on. He takes a conservative lead off first base. As the pitch sails high and inside for ball one. Defense playing straight away. Shortstop deep in their positions with the exception of the first baseman who's holding the runner on. Pitch swung on and missed for strike two, rather strike one. On deck, Jason Barnett, the speedster and the center fielder for the Yellow Jackets. Pitch taken just high for ball two. Blake Bone, the right-handed hurler, to the dish. Pitch taken for strike two. 2-2 the count. One man out, one man on, that runner being Jim Watts, who singled to center field, lead it off. Chopper to short, stop. Takes it himself, hurls over to first base, throws it wildly into the dugout. However, hit the fence before getting it, rather, it did go into the dugout, so Jones is going to trot down to second base. Brings up the left-handed hitter, number 17, Jason Barnett. Walked in his last at bat, stole a base as well. Came around to score in the bottom of the first inning in that one-run inning for the Yellow Jackets. Runner at second base, two men out. Once again, Mcadory trying to get that two-out rally going as the first pitch sails high and outside for ball one. Mcadory in the first inning scored their one run on two outs as well. Infield playing at normal depth, the pitch taken for a strike. Outfield playing straight away, rather deep. Pitch taken, just does miss for ball two. Thing about the outfield right now playing so deep is they just don't want to get a ball past them to where Barnett could just run for a couple days. Pitch swung on and missed for strike two. Once again, the deuce is wild, 2-2, two outs, a runner at second base. We're in the second inning. Blake Bone, the pitch. Check swing to dribble to first base. Throws over to the first baseman, rather to the pitcher, who covers it, throws it into the dirt. The runner comes around, does Watts, and scores to even the score. Barnett checked his swing. It was a dribbler down the first base line. Kilgo had it in plenty of time and tried to throw too perfect of a toss to Bone, covering at first base, and just threw it into the dirt. Held on to it a little bit too long. Went to the dirt, got away, enabling Watts to even the score at 2 apiece. Barnett, now the dangerous runner at first base, takes a very comfortable lead off the bag. Bone goes to the plate. Pitch taken for the strike. Correction, that was Pat Jones previously at bat. Now this is Tommy Stevens. Stevens, it's hit. He is hit by the pitch. And Jones trots down to first base. Rather to second base. Barnett at first base, Jones at second base, 2 men away. The score, even at 2. We're in the bottom of the second inning as it continues to get darker here in Southside as the lights continue to shine upon the beautiful grass of Danny League Field. Andy Whaley, who in his first at bat, flied out promptly to center field. Blake Bone now trying to take a moment of breather right here, gather his composure, and take care of this final out as he has runners at first and second. First pitch taken in the dirt for ball 1. Jimmy Blant now coming out. Take a little TO right here. Make sure everybody's on line. 1's a fastball, 2's a strike. 3's your special pitch. Mcadory fans now trying to even fluster Blake Bone a little bit even more by chanting different slogans at him. The count 2-0, 2 men out. 2-2 your score. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Runners at first and second. Andy Whaley, the batter. Both runners not being held on, takes comfortable leads. The pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. The wind now playing very much havoc with the flag out in center field. It is blowing directly to center field. The 2-1 offering just does miss high for ball 3. One thing to remember once again, Mcadory has scored both innings. And both times they have gotten their leadoff hitter on. As he takes the pitch for a full count now, 2 men out. Both runners will be going on the pitch. Runners at first and second. Whaley, your batter. He's got the full count. Bone on the hill for the Crimson Panthers, number 12. He's right-handed, and he's going to go to the dish right now. And he is punched out at the plate, Whaley is. So Bone gets out of it. Only 1 run scored upon him, leaving 2 on first and second. At the end of 2 complete innings of play, Southside 2, Mcadory 2. Welcome back to the action. We're in the top of the 3rd inning as the first pitch is delivered by a shot, and it's taken for a strike. pitch fouled off at the plate. 0-2 the count. P.J. Duncan at the plate now. He's got the count 0-2. Definitely not in his favor as Shots delivers. Swung on and drilled to right field. It might loop in front of DeFore. However, he makes a fine running catch to record the first out. Brings up the pitcher, Blake Bone. Bone, in his previous at-bat in the first inning, walked. A 2-out walk at that, which led to 2 runs later that inning, and he was one of the persons to score for the Crimson Panthers. The left-handed hitter takes the second pitch for a strike, evening the count at 1-1. 1 man out, nobody on. Shots in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Double barrel action in the bullpen for the Crimson Panthers. Wesley Patterson, number 8, the right-hander, as the pitch is fouled off. The count now 2-2. As well as number 35, Nathan Wyatt, the right-hander as well, warming up for Southside. The 2-2 offering by Shots. It's a dribbler to second base. It goes straight up the middle past the second baseman into center field for a 1-out hit. 1 man on, 1 man out. Slade Kilgo, the hitter. Kilgo, in his previous at-bat, singled to drive in the first run for Southside. The score, we're tied at 2, top of the 3rd inning. You're just joining us. Southside dropped the first game to Mcadory, 11-3. Southside led the entire ball game until the 6th inning, when Mcadory erupted for 10 runs and held on for an 11-3 victory.
The other day.
First pitch taken for a ball.
The other day.
1 man out, 1 man on. The pitch taken low, 2-0. Once again, the pinch runner is Dane Barkley, number 1 for Southside. For Blake Bone, trying to reserve some of that energy for his mound efforts. The pitch hit a mile high into the sky. Drifts back, does the second baseman to record the second out. Nunley puts that away for the second out. Brings up Wesley Patterson, shortstop. Patterson, and his previous at-bat in the first inning, hit a double to center field, scored a run. Barkley, very nice lead off first base, a liberal lead. He takes off for second base. It's a pitch out, throw on down to second base. They got him. Good call by Coach Powell and his pitcher and catcher. As it was a pitch out, they called it all the way as Barkley broke immediately upon Shots' delivery to the plate and was dead meat at second base. The score remains the same, 2-2. We're even after 2.5 complete innings of play. Welcome back. We're entering the bottom of the 3rd inning. As you can see, a beautiful shot of center field as the flag is wavering in center field, dead center. As any ball hit to center field or any part of the ballpark is going to drift straight to that area. And there could be a few home runs here as that wind is going pretty briskly out there. It's played a few havoc plays with some fly balls out to the outfield. Mcadory, the Yellow Jackets, batting here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, catcher Jason Shots, the brother pitcher-catcher tandem, game number 2 for the Yellow Jackets. Jason behind the plate, Danny on the mound. pitch, about a 59-foot pitch, as Southside has a new pitcher. It's going to be the right-hander Wesley Patterson. Patterson in relief of Blake Bone. Bone remaining in the game, playing at shortstop as he did in game number 1. The 1-0 offering taken for a strike. Mcadory won game number 1, 11-3. We're all tied up here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 apiece as he swings and misses for strike number 2. A ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out. It's the leadoff hitter. Jason Schatz in his previous at-bat struck out as he chops that one down the left field line, foul. Your defensive alignment for Southside: in left field, Furman; Stevens in center field; Langford in right field; at third base, Duncan; Patterson at shortstop. Rather scratch that, Bone at shortstop; Hill at second base; Kilgo at first base; Phillips behind the plate; Patterson on the mound. The offering sails in the dirt. Nice stop by Phillips once again. The count now even at 2 apiece. On deck, Charlie Heydrich, who had a double in his last at bat. Patterson, the pitch, in the dirt once again. The count now runs full. Mcadory, 1 game away from a state championship. Southside 2 games away as he takes the pitch low and outside for ball 4. So for the 3rd consecutive inning, Mcadory gets their leadoff hitter on. The previous 2 innings, their leadoff hitter has come around to score. Schatz is going to be replaced by a pinch runner, number 2. Charlie Heydrich, number 8. He's the left fielder for the Yellow Jackets as he takes the first pitch for a ball. The 1-0 offering sails low and outside for ball 2. Wesley Patterson in relief of Blake Bone, who remains in the game at shortstop. The 2-0 offering, that goes over for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out. Runner at first base. Pinch running for Jason Schatz. Takes a nice lead off first base as the ball sails into the dirt once again. As Patterson is having a little trouble finding his control here. Walks the leadoff batter and now is quickly behind. 3 balls and a strike to the second one. And he's going to walk. Rather, oh, that's a high strike. And the count now runs full. Charlie Heydrich in the box, doubled in his previous at bat. Fouled down the right field line, out of play, as it narrowly misses a few spectators in the parking lot. The count now full. Patterson, the right-handed hurler for the Crimson Panthers, on the hill. Mcadory has a runner at first base. Heydrich at the plate. The full count pitch. Swung on and drilled to left field. That's a deep shot. It could go foul. There's a nice catch by Furman in foul territory as he throws it in, and the runner retreats back to first base without tagging up. Furman had to cover a lot of territory on that catch. Nice grab, and then throws a strike back into the infield to keep the runner at first base. Major Allred, the first baseman for the Yellow Jackets of Mcadory. Very big guy, crushed a home run in game number 1. However, is 0 for 1 in game number 2. Throws over to first base and just does beat it back. Jimmy Blanton taking all precautionary measures, keeps Nathan Wyatt warming up in the bullpen. The pitch is taken outside for ball one. Throws over to first base once again, and very nice move. And the runner just does beat it back. Your score, we're even at 2. We're in the bottom of the third inning. 1 man away, 1 man on for Mcadory. Your hitter at the plate, Major Allred, as he swings and misses. The count now even at 1-1. Patterson, the right-handed, delivers. Swings and misses, does Allred for strike 2. Allred, wearing number 24, left-handed hitter, swings and fouls that directly behind the press box. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mcadory up to this point 26-7 on the season as the pitch sails low and inside. The count now 2-2. Southside, Jimmy Blanton, a record of 21-12 to this juncture in the season. Throws over to first base once again. The runner in rather safely. The wind continues to blow directly towards center field, and that flag is just wavering even more briskly. 2-2. The pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Allred 0 for 2 in this game so far. 2 outs. Runner at first base brings up the second baseman Chris Nunley, who in his only at bat singled to left field. First pitch sails high for ball 1. Mcadory, in each inning previously, got the leadoff hitter on, as well as scored with 2 outs. First pitch, or rather the second pitch, taken for a ball as well. 2-0. 2 men out. Your score, we're tied 2-2. Bottom of the third inning. Pitch swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike. Once again, the weather has cooperated with us magnificently here in Southside. It's been a gorgeous day as the sun begins to set. And the pitch just does miss for ball number 3, 3-1. This is Jonathan Nelson along with Chris Chandler doing all the technical, wonderful work behind the scenes. The 3-1 offering just does miss, and doesn't miss by much. Nunley takes a base on balls as he trots down to first base. Runners at first and second, 2 men out for Mcadory. Brings up the designated hitter, Jim Watts. Watts 0 for 1. He struck out his first time. Patterson, the right-hander, delivers. Beautiful pitch right across the heart of Broadway, taken for strike 1. On deck, Sean DeFore. Patterson, give a little chin music that time. The count evens 1-1. One count, shot into right field. That one's going to bloop over the second baseman's head as it just does get out of reach. One runner is going to come in to score as Watts remains at second, or rather at first base with a single. Mcadory showing the significance of getting a leadoff hitter on 3 consecutive innings. We've played 3 innings in game number 2. they've gotten the leadoff hitter on. In each inning, he has come around to score. They lead it 3-2 now. 2 men out, runner at first base. First pitch sails high and outside for ball 1. Sean DeFore, the right fielder, who's made some good running catches in right field in game number 2. At the plate, swings and misses. The count evens. A ball and a strike. Mcadory leads it now for the first time this game, 3-2. The 1-1 offering fouls out of play along the first base line. And DeFore strikes out to end the inning. But Mcadory gains another run, and for the first time in game number 2, takes the lead 3-2. We'll head back to the top of the 4th to see if Southside can answer. Welcome back. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Southside, the Crimson Panthers, trying to answer back, trying to even the score, and if not, take the lead in the top of the 4th inning as they face elimination with another loss this evening. First pitch taken from shots and misses, high and outside for ball 1. Leadoff hitter for the Crimson Panthers, Wesley Patterson, who last inning was his first inning of pitching, as he takes the second pitch for a ball as well, 2-0. On deck for the Crimson Panthers, Nathan Wyatt. Shot sails that one high and inside for ball 3. Shots now looking over towards the dugout as if bewildered by his uncontrollable first 3 pitches. Pitch taken right across the heart of Broadway for strike number 1. 3 balls and a strike. The leadoff hitter being Wesley Patterson. He's the pitcher of record right now for Southside as he takes that one for a strike number 2. The count now full to the leadoff hitter for the Panthers. Danny Schatz, the right-hander, winds up, delivers. Pitch taken high and way above the head of Wesley Patterson for ball number 4. So Southside trying to take a page out of the playbook of Mcadory right now and trying to get their leadoff hitter aboard. They do. And Wesley Patterson, who's going to be he's going to have a pinch runner replace him. That being Dane Barclay once again. It's going to bring up Nathan Wyatt, the designated hitter. In his only at bat, game number 2, struck out as he takes that high and inside for ball number 1. Jason comes out to talk with brother Danny. Says, cool it, get your control back, and get things back to business as usual. The count, a ball, no strikes. Nathan Wyatt, nobody out, 1 man on. Dane Barclay at first base. The pitch driven foul out of play. The count now even at a ball and a strike. Your defensive alignment for Mcadory, Heydrich in left field, Barnett in center field, DeFore in right field. Pitch driven to left center field. That's a towering shot. The wind blowing out. Barnett calls off the left fielder and takes it himself as they almost collide. And that's a very good play by the center fielder, Barnett, to keep his concentration and catch that one as the left fielder, Heydrich, just does dodge him and run behind him. One man out, 1 man on. He's at first base. That's Dane Barclay, pinch running for Wesley Patterson. Brings up the hitter, the right fielder, Matt Langford. Shots, hurls, swung on and missed. Quickly ahead, no balls and a strike. The rest of the defensive alignment for the Yellow Jackets of Mcadory, Whaley at third base, Jones at shortstop, Nunley at second base, Allred at first base. Swung on, chopper back to the mound, Schatz looks to second, throws on to second. Jones takes it for the force out. It's a fielder's choice. Jones had thoughts of going to first for the double play, but wisely held up his throw as realized there would be no play at first base. 2 men out, runner at first base. Brings up number 11, Doug Furman, the left fielder. Furman, in his previous at-bat, flew out to right field. 3-2 your lead. We're in the top of the 4th inning here in Southside as Danny Schatz misses down low for getting behind, ball and no strikes. Jason Schatz behind the plate for the Yellow Jackets. On the mound, his brother, Danny. Pitch taken. Just does miss. The count, 2 balls, no strikes. 2 men out. The right fielder, Matt Langford, at first base by means of a fielder's choice as he takes a very nice lead off. He's held on by Allred. Pitch taken high and inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Very nice crowd on hand as each foul line is crowded by spectators down each fence with many deck chairs and filling the bleachers as well. As Danny Schatz gets that one across the plate. 3 balls and a strike. Throws over to first base to keep Langford honest. Crimson Panthers trying to get a 2-out rally going here in the batter of Doug Furman. Pitch taken for strike 2. The count now full. Schatz was behind 3-0. Has worked the count now full. 2 men out. The runner at first base. Langford's going to be going on the pitch regardless of where it is. Steps off the rubber momentarily does Danny Schatz. Now back on, the full count offering as the runner breaks for second base. Struck him out! Doug Furman caught looking on that beautiful strike 3 pitch. A fastball right down the heart of Broadway for the 3rd out of the inning. Southside leaves a runner aboard. Mcadory still leads it as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning, 3-2. We're entering the bottom of the 4th inning. Mcadory leads it 3-2. They're batting here. They're trying to add some insurance to their lead. Wesley Patterson remains on the hill for Southside. First pitch taken for ball 1. Leadoff hitter being Pat Jones for the Yellow Jackets. This will be very interesting. In the previous 3 innings, Mcadory has gotten their leadoff hitter on. Each inning, he's come around to score. Thus, they lead 3-2. The count, 2 balls and a strike. Wesley Patterson, the right-handed pitcher, swung on and drilled foul out of play. The count now even at 2 apiece. For Mcadory, as I said, each inning they've gotten the leadoff hitter on, and each time he's come around to score, but he has scored with 2 outs each inning. The pitch, swung on down the right field line, stays fair. First baseman keeps it in front of him, saves at least an extra base hit. Does Kilgo. Slade Kilgo smothered the ball right down the right field line to save an extra base hit. Pat Jones, a single. Brings up the very dangerous Jason Barnett. He's the center fielder. He's the speedster. It's a left-handed hitter. It's going to be time called momentarily by the umpires. Once again, Mcadory gets that leadoff hitter on. Bone, oh, wow, Barnett drives it down the right field line, falls in front of the right fielder, bounces over his head to the fence. Jones running around, Powell waves him in, Barnett trucking for third. He's going to stand up with a triple, and once again, Mcadory gets that leadoff hitter on and gets him in. Jason Barnett, a triple to right field. I don't know how long Jimmy Blanton's going to go with Wesley Patterson. I know he's not going to take too many. He's not going to leave him in there too long, let this thing get two out of reach. I know it's only a 2-run deficit, but nonetheless, going to keep as little damage done as possible. Mcadory leads off the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 consecutive hits, a single by Jones, a triple by Barnett. Brings up the third baseman, Whaley. He's 0 for 2 on the evening. Patterson, the first pitch taken low for ball 1. Patterson, the 1-0 offering, in the dirt once again. 2 balls, no strikes. Mcadory fans now trying to get a little rambunctious over there and starting to feel a little bit closer to a state championship. Even though we're in the 4th inning, it's still a long ways away. There's Whaley, fouls that directly behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike. And as I said, Jimmy Blanton not going to let this thing get too out of hand, even though it's 2 runs, as he sends Nathan Wyatt down to the bullpen. That's a shot into left center field. That falls in between the left center fielder and center fielder, Stevens. Barnett scores easily on the double by Whaley. Mcadory extends to a 3-run lead now, 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. I'm sure somebody will come out of the dugout just to change the mood just a little right here. However, the catcher, Jason Schatz, 0 for 1 on the evening, struck out in his first at bat and walked in his previous. That's a single up the middle. Oh, what a diving play. He smothered it, throws on to first base, and he's not going to get him. Beautiful play by the second baseman, Hill. As he dove to his left, he smothered it as the umpire signaled he trapped it. Threw over to first base, and Schatz clearly was safe as he drew the first baseman Kilgo off the bag. Now there's going to be a little meeting of the minds at the mound. All the players of Southside. Gut check time. The base runner at second base, Whaley, remains at second base. Did not advance on that hit. Again, the right-hander, number 35, Nathan Wyatt, still warming up briskly in the bullpen for the Crimson Panthers of Southside. The city of Southside and the high school of Southside have done a great job in hosting their first baseball championship played here at Danny League Field. It's been a beautiful day. Couldn't have asked for perfect, better weather. And they have done a great job in entertaining the fans from Mcadory as well as their hometown fans, and put on a great show here with great seats available to everyone here at the ballpark. The conference concludes. The first pitch driven to left field. That's a shot. That's going to be fair. It's at the fence. Heydrich drove that into left field, into the deepest corner, in which it died at the warning track. Scored one runner, as the runner held up at third base. Score now 6-2, Mcadory. Brings up Major Allred, the first baseman, who is 0 for 2 on the evening. That's Heydrich's second hit, his second double of the evening. Once again, nobody out. Runners at second and third. This is a very good resemblance of inning number 6 in game number 1, where Mcadory scored 10 runs, their limit in that inning, and just pulled away in game 1, 11-3. And Southside was unanswered, was not heard from anytime after that in game number 1. Right now, Jimmy Blanton trying to buy some time for the bullpen as Wyatt continues to warm up as he talks to the home plate umpire. Now there's going to be a little conference of the minds, the catcher and the pitcher, getting set on signals. Once again, 1's a fastball, 2's a curve, and 3's the special. You don't want to give up too special of a pitch to Major Allred. Again, he went major league deep in game number 1 in his first at bat and crushed a ball to right field that landed a good 15 feet behind the fence of right field. First pitch taken in the dirt for ball number 1. Wyatt now ceases to warm up. He's obviously ready as Blanton is walking slowly towards the mound. Calls his timeout and is indeed going to make a pitching change. So after 5 consecutive hits by Mcadory, leading to 3 runs with runners at second and third and nobody out, Jimmy Blanton's going to make his change to Nathan Wyatt. Nathan Wyatt wearing number 35. He's a sophomore. He's a right-hander. Besides pitching, he's also played outfield during the course of this 95 season. I'd like to name some of the coaches for both teams at this time for Mcadory. The head coach, David Powell. His assistants, Philip Loden, Shelton Stalls, and David Vaughn. For Southside, the coaches, the head coach, Jimmy Blanton. His assistants, Tony Bright, Chuck Metters, Michael Pruitt, and Ricky Brewster. Again, the new pitcher for Southside in game number 2, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Crimson Panthers, Nathan Wyatt. The hitter that he inherits from Wesley Patterson is going to be Major Allred, who was 0 for 2 on the evening, and on deck's Chris Nunley. The scoring in this inning, the shortstop Pat Jones led it off with a single to first base. It was a dribbler down the first base line. Kilgo smothered it, got in front of it, saved an extra base hit. But Barnett promptly came up and hit a triple to right field, bouncing over the right fielder's head. Whaley came up, hit a double to center field, drove in a run as well. Jason Schatz hit a single to the second baseman, who smothered it, threw over to first base, couldn't get shots in time. And then Charlie Heydrich, the last batter for Mcadory, doubled to left field to drive in another run. In this 4th inning, Mcadory has driven in 3 runs on 5 hits, 3 of them being extra base hits. Your defense now for Southside, Nathan Wyatt on the mound for the Crimson Panthers. John Phillips remains behind the plate. Kilgo at first base, Duncan at third. Shortstop remains Blake Bone. Hill at second base, Furman in left, Stevens in center, and Langford in right field. Now, Wyatt inherits a 1-ball, no strike count, nobody out, runners at second and third. The dribbler down the left field line and goes foul. The count now even, a ball and a strike. By all means of imagination, this ball game is still within reach. A 4-run lead is merely nothing. It's substantial, but it's definitely feasible of pecking away at that, if not getting all of that in 1 inning. The one thing you don't want is more padding by Mcadory and more insurance by them. Southside can't afford the runners at second and third to score here. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Wyatt comes in. He inherited a ball and quickly pitches 2 consecutive strikes. The count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, runners at second and third. They're both not being held on, swung on. It's an infield fly to the second baseman who's playing in and didn't even have to move to catch it. All red 0 for 3 in game number 2. Wyatt records the first out, brings up Chris Nunley. He's 1 for 1, singled back in the second inning and walked back in the third. Wyatt, the pitch, gets away from the catcher, doesn't get away far enough to where the runner at third base can advance. So the runners remain at second and third. One man out now. The bullpen continues to stay active for Southside as number 5, Michael Tucker, starts to warm up. He's a freshman. He's a left-hander. Wyatt, the pitch, swung on. It's a sky-high foul ball. Might drift in and just does stay about a foot in as Kilgo didn't know where he was in regards to play. Because you don't know where you are and you sure as heck don't want to run. Didn't know where he was in regards to his home dugout and lets it fall right in front of him. That's a tough play because you don't know where you are and you sure as heck don't want to run right smack dab into that fence. The count now, a ball and a strike, one man out, runners at second and third. Mcadory leading 6-2. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Wyatt, the pitch, taken for ball number 2. 2 balls and a strike. David Powell once again instructing his runners what to do in case of ground ball, in case of fly ball. Swung on and drilled over the second baseman's head into right field, who bobbles it momentarily. 1 run is in. Powell waves in another. There's no play at the plate as the cutoff man is missed on the throw. And Chris Nunley comes through with another hit to right field with 2 runs driven in. Chris Nunley, 2 for 2. Both times singles, 2 runs driven in, and has a walk. Brings up the designated hitter, Jim Watts. Watts, pitch taken low for ball 1. Mcadory now leads it 8-2. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Mcadory, pitch taken high and inside. 2 balls, no strikes, rather a ball and a strike. Rather 2 balls, no strikes. The scoreboard was temporarily mistaken. Pitch swung on and missed for the first strike. 2 balls and a strike, 1 man out. Runner at first base, that runner being Chris Nunley, who just connected for a 2-run single. Pitch taken inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitcher for Southside, Nathan Wyatt, stocky right-handed pitcher, curls to the plate, misses once again for ball number 4. Brings up the right fielder, Sean DeFore, who is the 9th hitter in this inning. So unless they ground into a double play, they will bat it around. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Runners first and second, 1 man out. 8-2, Mcadory leads it comfortably here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Wyatt, the pitch, swung on, chopper to shortstop, snags it, throws over to second base, and gets him. Nice play by the second baseman as well as the shortstop. Bone with an ice cream cone grab at shortstop. As he grabbed it, it was scooting up the middle, flipped over to Hill, the second baseman, who was running across the bag, glanced his foot on the bag for the second out. Brings up the shortstop, Pat Jones, who led off the inning with a single down the right field line. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Runners now for Mcadory at first and third. 2 men away. Jones, your hitter. Wyatt hurls high and inside for ball number 2. Rather, ball 1. The count even it. Ball and a strike. 2 men out.
Southside hit behind mine.
Again, Michael Tucker continues to warm up in the Crimson Panther bullpen. The ball in the dirt, taken for ball number 2. Mcadory runner goes down to second base. Phillips throws it into center field, enabling Mcadory to score another run. The ball now goes into the Mcadory dugout, gets away from the third baseman, enabling Mcadory to score another run. Mcadory capitalizing on that comedy of errors right there as Phillips, the ball got away from him temporarily, threw down to second base. As it got away from the shortstop, scooted into center field. Stevens threw to third base, trying to make the play a little close. And the ball got away from the third baseman, Duncan, and went to the Mcadory dugout unmolested, enabling the runner to score. The chopper to shortstop, throws over to first to record the final out of the inning. However, Mcadory scores 7 huge runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. They lead it 10-2. We're at the end of 4 complete innings of play. Mcadory leads it 10-2. Welcome back. We're entering the top of the 5th inning. Southside trying now to scratch back in the game number 2. They're already down a game to Mcadory as Mcadory won the first game 11-3 and a huge inning in the 6th inning of game number 1. Southside is going to send to the plate to lead it off. They're going to try to take a page out of the playbook of Mcadory and to send number 10, Andy Hill, the second baseman, up. Hill, 1 for 1 in game number 2. Hit a double in his previous at-bat. Fouled that one straight back, quickly behind in the count. No balls and a strike. In game number 2 of the semifinals, for Mcadory, Danny Schatz pitched superbly, combining with Barnett for a 1-hitter. I know that's not good news if you're a Southside fan, but to be quite honest, Danny Schatz completely dominated that game, and he's in pretty much cruise control right here as that pitch is fouled out of play down the right field line.
Where'd you get that ball?
The count, a ball and a strike to Hill. Once Danny Schatz gets into cruise control, it's pretty much hard to stop him. The best person to stop him on the field, to be quite honest, would be his own coach, David Powell. That pitch sails high for ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Southside trying to get something going here in the top of the 5th inning. They're down 10-2 to Mcadory. It's a shot to the third baseman who bobbles it, throws over to first base into the dirt, but a nice grab by Allred as he digs that out for the first out. Whaley got that smash hit right to him, dropped it momentarily, threw across the diamond, and Whaley, Allred hung with it to record the out. With 1 man away, nobody on, Tommy Stevens now, the hitter for Southside. He's 0 for 2 in game number 2. He's the speedster, the speed demon for the Crimson Panthers. He's the center fielder.
I know. You can go by that telephone pole you can see on TV.
Mcadory fans really starting to make some noise right now as they sense a possible state championship within their grasp. They lead at 10-2. We're in the top of the 5th inning, 1 man away. If you're counting, they are 8 outs away, barring Southside scoring 8 runs. The pitch swung on and fouled directly back behind the screen. Shots quickly ahead, no balls and a strike. Both teams have played superbly throughout this 95 season. And it's come down to this 3-game series right here. As he fouls it, Allred tries to make a play out of it. Just is out of his reach. Both teams playing superbly throughout the season. Mcadory in the semifinals lost game number 1 6-3, rebounded in game number 2 to bomb the Tigers of Monroe County 11-0, and then continue that onslaught 12-6 in game number 3. Thus, they are here in the state championship and ahead a 1-game-to-love advantage, as well as leading in game number 2 10-2 in the top of the 5th inning. That ball was taken for a strike, a ball and 2 strikes, as that just does miss the inside corner of the plate. The count now 2-2. Southside getting here by means of, in the quarterfinals, beating Homewood. That pitch just does miss. The count now full. To beat Homewood in the quarterfinals. And then in the semifinals, they swept Athens, winning game 1 12-2, and game 2 clobbering them 11-1. The full count pitch driven to center field. However, Barnett has a beat on it, drifts a couple feet back for the 2nd out. Brings up third baseman P.J. Duncan, the starting pitcher in game number 1 for the Crimson Panthers. He's 0 for 2 in game number 2. Grounded out to the pitcher in his first at bat and then flew out to the right fielder in his second. Chopper to third base, nice play, hurls over to first base. The throw sails on Allred and pulls him off the bag, and Duncan's on. It's an error on Whaley. 2 men out. Duncan at first base. Blake Bone, the shortstop. He's a left-handed hitter. He's 1 for 1 on the evening, so he's a good man to have if you're a Crimson Panther fan. Hit a single to center field in his previous at-bat, and in his first at-bat, he walked. He takes the first pitch high and outside for ball 1. Danny Schatz, before that last hitter got on on an error, was in a very nice groove. The count even at 1-1, 2 out. Duncan at first base takes a very nice lead off the bag. Schatz delivers to the plate. That gets away from Schatz behind the plate. Duncan advances to second base rather easily. Southside trying to get a 2-out rally going. And the person being in the box, Blake Bone, trying to get that really going for the Crimson Panthers as Mcadory fans continue to ramble on over there, supporting their team. Shots. That gets away from the catcher once again. Now Duncan, all of a sudden, is at third base with 2 men out. So 2 consecutive wild pitches gets Duncan all the way across the mound to third base with 2 men out. Bone, your hitter. The one thing you got to remember is that you're not going to get 8 runs back with 1 hit. You got to get them back 1 by 1, and that's what Southside's going to try to do right here as Bone takes that for a strike. The count now full, 3-2, 2 men out. Mcadory leads it 10-2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Southside trying to scratch their way, claw their way back into it. Shots, the full count delivery, swung on and drilled to left field. That's going to fall. It's going to go past Heydrich as Bone. It's a stand-up double to drive in 1 run. So Southside scratching their way back into it as Bone connects for a 1-run double to left field. Brings up Slade Kilgo, the first baseman. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. Singled in his first at bat, also drove in a run in that first at bat as well. The first run of the ball game. Takes the first pitch as he buckles his knees, couldn't pull the trigger on that one for a strike. 2 outs, runner at second base. 10-3, Mcadory leads it. Kilgo, pitch taken in the dirt. Count evens at 1-1. Danny Schatz, starting pitcher for Mcadory in game number 2. Curls around to second base and letting the runner know that he has his attention and that he's not going to fall asleep on him. The count, a ball and a strike, 2 men out. Bone at second base, pitch taken for a strike. Kilgo shakes his head in utter disbelief. Kilgo trying to continue this rally, this 2-out rally for the Crimson Panthers. Shots at the belt, delivers, swung on and missed a high fastball for strike 3. Southside does get a run back to cut the lead to 7, but they still trail by 7. Mcadory leads it 10-3. They're coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back. We're entering the bottom of the 5th inning. Mcadory leads it 10-3. Leadoff hitter for the Yellow Jackets from Mcadory, center fielder Jason Barnett. Again, I want to reiterate, in the previous 4 at-bats in the first 4 innings, Mcadory got their leadoff runner on, and in each instance, he scored. Whether it be with 2 outs or whether it be with no outs, he came on to score. Last inning, they had a monster inning, scoring 7 runs. Mcadory did. They're going to try to pad that lead right now with Jason Barnett takes a huge swing and miss as Wyatt stays in for the Crimson Panthers of Southside to pitch. Barnett on the evening, 1 for 1. He's walked, he's been hit by a pitch, and tripled in a run in his last at bat. The count now even at a ball and a strike. Mcadory fans really making some noise right now as the ball sails inside into the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Again, you do not get to a state championship by luck. Both of these teams have had fantastic seasons, and they're both right. Mcadory definitely getting hot late in game 1 in the 6th inning as they scored 10 runs. And they continue their scoring binge in game number 2, especially in last inning, scoring 7 runs. 3 balls and a strike to Barnett. Southside in danger of getting that Mcadory leadoff hitter on again. The count now full. And of all the hitters for Southside to let on, you do not want Jason Barnett to be on. Again, he is the true leadoff hitter, the top of the lineup for Mcadory, the center fielder. He's the speedster and really causes a lot of havoc on the base path when he's on. Makes that pitcher think of more things than just the batter when he's on the base. Pitch sails high for ball number 4.
Here's the 7. We got this one.
Brings up Andy Whaley, the third baseman. Barnett, I'm sure Powell's not going to restrain him at third base. Now he's going to take off to second base as the pitch gets away. It's a pass ball by the catcher, Phillips. Phillips having a very, very good day defensively. Made one mistake, and that was in last inning, threw it into center field, but besides that has made some fantastic plays behind the plate for the Crimson Panthers. Barnett now at second base, nobody out. The count now even as Whaley fouls that off at the plate. Ball and a strike, nobody out. Mcadory leads it 10-3. What Jimmy Blanton, what the doctor once ordered right here, is 3 consecutive outs. Starting with Whaley. Swung on and missed in the dirt for strike 2. Whaley in game number 2, 1 for 3. Hit a double in his last at bat, which drove in a run. Wyatt at the belt, looks at Barnett, who fakes to go to third. Whaley takes the pitch. Whaley took that for strike 3. So Whaley out on strikes. So Wyatt, runner at second base now, 1 man out. Brings up Jason Schatz, who is 1 for 2 with a walk. Tags that down the left field line. That's a fair ball. It goes into left field as it is bobbled around by the left fielder. Schatz is going to come into second base standing up. And he's going to score that leadoff hitter once again, Jason Barnett. Furman, the left fielder, had a little trouble handling the ball out in left field. Just kicked around momentarily, but it was going to be a true double nonetheless. Shots now at second base for Mcadory. Now Powell's going to start trying to put in everybody, even though it's not yet by any means of the imagination over. It's 11-3. Mcadory now leads it. We're in the top of the 5th inning, or rather the bottom of the 5th inning. The runner at second base, 1 man out. Your hitter being Charlie Heydrich. And Heydrich having a fantastic game number 2 as he takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Heydrich in this game, 2 for 3, 2 doubles, 1 run driven in. Both of those doubles went to left field as the pitch is taken in the dirt for ball number 2. (11-3) your score. Mcadory leads it. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 man out. Runner at second base. Pitch taken for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Major Allred, who has not found his rhythm this game, at least offensively. He's 0 for 3. Wyatt, momentarily off the rubber, now steps back on. Phillips behind the plate, flashes the signals. The delivery taken inside for ball 3. Definitely a hitter's count. The ball taken low and inside for ball 4. Mcadory, as their fans cheer, have runners at first and second, 1 man out, with one of their most potentially explosive hitters in the batter's box, being Major Allred. Wyatt, the right-handed hurler, getting the signals. Now he steps off the rubber. He's ready now. He's at the belt. 1 man out, 2 men on. Allred in the box. The pitch. Taken low and outside for ball 1. Once again, I want to reiterate We've played 5 innings. Each inning, Mcadory's gotten their leadoff hitter on, and each inning he has scored. The pitch sails high for ball 2. That shows you how very important that leadoff hitter sets the table for the team hitting. Gets that momentum going. Allred with a huge swing, and he just did miss that one. When you foul it directly behind you, you just do get under it, and he just did. He was sitting on the fastball, and that's what he got. He just did miss it. Now the count, 2 balls and a strike, 1 man out. Runners at first and second. They say ducks on the pond, and that's what they are. Wyatt pitching. The pitch is a towering fly ball in the infield. The second baseman has a beat on it. He drifts over, has a little bit trouble, but hangs with it for the second out. Brings up Chris Nunley, who's having a spectacular game number 2 as well. He's 2 for 2. 2 runs driven in, 2 last inning. He's also walked. Runners remain at first and second. The pitch sails high and inside for ball 1. Mcadory continues to lead it 11-3. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch taken for a ball. Southside once again have their bullpen in action. Kevin Hardy, he's a right-hander wearing number 29, warming up for the Crimson Panthers. The 2-0 offering, it's a chopper to shortstop, backhands it, throws over to first base. It's not going to be nearly in time as the bases are now loaded. It's going to be a clean single for Nunley, who's 3 for 3 with a walk in game number 2. The bases are now loaded, 2 men out. The hitter being Jim Watts. This could be the season right here for Jimmy Blanton. Pitch taken high and inside for ball 1. Jimmy Blanton knows that, and so do many of the fans from Southside, that there's a hit right here, especially an extra baser. This could be it. Pitch sails high and inside. The runner runs to the plate. Not going to be a play at home as both of the other runners advance. That was a wild pitch that sailed on Wyatt, went back to the backstop, and Barkley came in to score rather easily, standing up. Runners at second and third, 2 men out. 2 balls, no strikes. Wyatt, the pitch. He gets that one right across the heart of the plate. 2 balls and a strike, 2 out. Mcadory now leads at 12-3. Scoring 2 in this inning, 7 in the previous. Wyatt, the pitch, swung on, foul ball, drifts into the right field territory. Kilgo has a beat on it and has it for the 3rd out. So Southside escapes without even more harm being done. However, Mcadory scores 2 more runs to add to their lead, 12-3, as we enter the top of the 6th inning. Welcome back. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Denny shots the first pitch. It's fouled a mile high into the sky. It's going to be out of play as it hits off the concession stand. Leadoff hitter for Southside being Wesley Patterson. Patterson on the evening, 1 for 1. Had a double to center field, scored a run, and in his last at bat he walked. Patterson, the 0-1 offering, taken for a strike. This is not the pattern you want to see if you're a Crimson Panther fan. Danny Schott's getting warm. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Again, if you can point to anything in this ball game, it's been the leadoff hitter getting aboard for Mcadory. Every inning he has gotten on, he has scored. I've said it a million times, but that is so important in setting the tone for the inning. Brings up Nathan Wyatt, who takes the first pitch for a strike. 12-3 your score. The Yellow Jackets of Mcadory with a healthy lead. Chopper down the third baseline. He goes foul. Wyatt quickly behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Danny Schatz begins the top of the 6th inning with 2 consecutive strikeouts. And again, this is not what you want to see. This is like swimming in the Gulf of Mexico and seeing fins. This is not exactly what you want to see, because once he gets warm, it gets even tougher to come back, especially from a 9-run deficit. Matt Langford took the first pitch for a strike, takes the second one for a strike as well. Langford on the evening, 0 for 2. Last at bat, grounded out to the shortstop. Hangs on as he swings at that one, and just does get a piece of it and fouls it down the right field line. Count remains at 0-2. 2 men out, nobody on. Danny Schatz in cruise control apparently. Swung on, dribbler, third baseman dives for it, gets between the shortstop and third baseman, and Langford reaches with a 1-out hit, or rather a 2-out hit. With Langford at first base, 2 men out, Doug Furman's now going to be your batter. Furman, the left fielder, he's 0 for 2 on the evening. Dane Barclay once again pinch running. The speedster on at first base. There's Danny Schatz. Missed on that pitch. Last inning in the 5th inning for Southside. The first 2 hitters got out. Grounded out to third base and promptly flied out. However, B.J. Duncan began a 2-out rally as he reached on an error by the third baseman, and Blake Bone drove him in with a double to left field. So Southside once again trying to get that 2-out rally going as Furman fouled that one off. 2 balls and a strike, 2 men out. Your score 12-3, Mcadory. Allred holding Barclay on. Shots the delivery in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike. Shots. Danny running into a little trouble once again with 2 men out. Runner at first base. On deck, Andy Hill, the second baseman. The 3-1 offering. Taken for a strike. The count now full. Barkley at first base, 2 men out. He'll be going on the pitch regardless of what happens. Furman at the plate. Danny Schatz, the right-hander, at the belt, lined up. The pitch, fouled on and swung to the ball, hit directly back on the screen. Count remains at 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Defense playing straight away. The wind has considerably died down from the beginning of the game as the flag out in center field is barely wavering out there. Barclay at first base takes a good lead, still being held on by Allred. The pitch swung on, chopper to second base. It's going to go over to first base as he throws into the dirt, but Allred with a nice dig out of the dirt to record the 3rd out of the inning. Mcadory 3 outs away possibly from a state championship. They still lead it 12-3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. welcome. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mcadory leads at 12-3 as they possibly take their last at bat in this 1995 season. That is, if they can record 3 outs before Southside scores 9 runs in the top of the 7th inning. The leadoff hitter for Mcadory, Sean DeFore, the right fielder, played excellent defensively tonight. Offensively, he's 0 for 3. Pitch sails high and inside. The count even at 1-1. Nathan Wyatt remains on the mound for the Crimson Panthers as all the fans here in Southside hope for a miraculous comeback by the Crimson Panthers in the top of the 7th. Pitch taken, 2 balls and a strike. I've seen crazier things happen in this wonderful sport of baseball and come back from a 9-run deficit. It's not by any means out of consideration here. It's been done many a times. You just have to dig down deep and get something going early and get that leadoff hitter on. Pitch taken, full count now. Sean DeFore, wearing number 9, swung on and fouled out of play in our area. Once again, this is Jonathan Nelson along with Chris Chandler bringing you the action of the 5A state championship in high school baseball for the state of Alabama. Been an excellent series so far. Southside hoping to continue this series to tomorrow for game number 3 as DeFore strikes out to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. That's the first time Mcadory has not gotten their leadoff hitter on. Brings up the shortstop, Pat Jones. Jones on the evening, 1 for 2. Had a single in that huge 4th inning and walked back in the 2nd inning. Pitch sailed high for ball 1. Pitch taken just outside. The count now even at ball and a strike. Rather, 2 balls, no strikes. The count now 3-0 as the ball sails into the dirt. It's been a wonderful day here in Southside, Alabama. We arrived here, Chris and I did, around 2:30, and it was so much excitement around here. People coming from all over the state, from all over Mcadory, Bessemer, and of course from the Southside Gadsden area. As the pitch is taken high and outside for ball 4. Pat Jones gets on with a 1-out walk. And the excitement was complemented by beautiful weather out here and a really exciting game number 1 in which Southside led the entire way up until the 6th inning when Mcadory exploded for 10 runs and held on for the victory. Jason Barnett, the center fielder, left-handed hitter, swinging right there for the bleachers, I tell you that, as he fouled that one away. The Mcadory fans chanting Barney. Barney on the evening, 1 for 1, and that was a triple back in that big 4th inning and drove in a run. Jason Barnett has walked twice, been hit by a pitch, and tripled. The count now even, rather no balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Pat Jones at first base. Pitch sails high, a ball and 2 strikes. Defense playing straight away, playing deep, not wanting to give Barnett a chance to smack it for extra bases as the ball goes into the dirt. The count now 2-2. Pat Jones, the 9th hitter, at first base. He walked, his 2nd walk. Jason Barnett at the plate, the 2-2 offering just does miss for ball 3. The count now full, 1 man out. Runner at first base. Mcadory really would like to add some more insurance to their lead. Barnett swings, smacks it into right field. A nice base hit. It's a single as Jones puts on the brakes at second base, and Barnett 2 for 2 in this game number 2 of this 5A championship for baseball. Jason Barnett, the line on him this evening once again. 2 walks, a stolen base, been hit by a pitch, a triple, 1 RBI, and a single. That's a deep drive to right field, rather to center field. Stevens backs up, has plenty of room, throws it in as the runner from second base tags up. Jones, the throw in, he's going to get in rather easily. He slides. But Schatz moves him out, rather Whaley moves him over. Whaley with a mammoth shot, mammoth out to center field. Stevens had a very good throw into third base. Jones had a very good jump on it as well, and it was a very deep part of the ballpark. And the most opportune ball to tag up on. So 2 men out for Mcadory, runners on the corners. Barnett at first base, Jones at third base. Your hitter, Jason Schatz. Schatz is 2 for 3 with a walk. Schatz, part of that pitcher-catcher tandem, paired with his brother Danny, who has gone the distance so far for the Yellow Jackets. Pitch taken in the dirt for ball 1. On deck, Charlie Heydrich, who has a pair of doubles on the evening. Pitch taken high and outside for ball 2. Fans at Southside hoping this will be the final batter for Mcadory in this 6th inning. So they'll have their Panthers to take their final hacks and to see if they can come back from a 9-run deficit in the 7th inning. The count, 3 balls, no strikes. Wyatt, the pitch, swung on. It's a shallow fly ball to center field. Stevens has a beat on it and puts it away for the final out. So Mcadory does not score in this 6th inning, but Southside coming up for their final at-bat, possibly final at-bat for the season, as Mcadory is going to try to get 3 outs here for their 1995 state championship title. Welcome back. We're entering the top of the 7th inning where Mcadory needs 3 outs to win the 1995 state championship Class 5A title. However, Southside has 3 outs to play with and are going to try to come back here, score 9 runs, continue action in this game, possibly send it to a game number 3 tomorrow afternoon, Saturday. But Mcadory 3 outs away with a 9-run cushion, and Jimmy Blanton down to his last 3 outs of the season. Mcadory fans, as you hear them in the background, sensing a state title here in 1995 and are only 3 outs away. As David Powell and his crew on the edge of their seat, as Danny Schatz has the ball on the mound for the Yellow Jackets. Starting things off for the Crimson Panthers of Southside at the top of the 7th inning. It's going to be Andy Hill, who hits it to the shortstop, goes right between his legs and goes into left field. So Southside getting it started the right way. It's going to be an error charge to the shortstop, but Andy Hill on nonetheless. That leadoff hitter, so important. Andy Hill on at first base, brings up Tommy Stevens, the center fielder. Stevens on the evening 0 for 3. Shots, shot at first base, at it Allred, who steps on the bag for the double play. Allred, an unassisted double play. Mcadory 1 out away from the 1995 Class 5A Baseball Championship. Great heads-up play by Allred that time, as it was Stevens smacked it right at him, but right into the mitt of Allred, who promptly stepped on the bag for the unassisted double play. Danny Schatz, the pitcher of record, he's gone the distance for the Yellow Jackets this evening. At the plate, P.J. Duncan, the third baseman for the Crimson Panthers. It's a chopper into right field, continuing the at-bat for Southside as P.J. Duncan gets a single. Brings up Blake Bone, who had a 2-out double in the 5th inning to drive in a run. Blake Bone, the shortstop. Mcadory sensing the 95 state championship title as their fans start to get really restless. And Bone, the left-handed hitter, swung on, hit right past the second baseman. And Barnett comes up throwing right into the cutoff man. So Southside not giving up yet. They have runners at first and second, 2 men out. But Mcadory still with a comfortable lead at 12-3 here in the top of the 7th inning. Runners at first and second now for Southside. The first baseman at the plate, Slade Kilgo. Kilgo on the evening, 1 for 3. Danny Schatz, the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 1. Again, both of these teams have had marvelous seasons in their own right. As Kilgo swings and misses at strike 2. Everybody at Mcadory really on the edge of their seat. Everybody in the Mcadory dugout ready to trounce the mound in celebration as they are all lined up, along with David Powell, the skipper. The pitch swung on, hits to the second baseman, who flips it to the shortstop. Mcadory, 1995 Class A 5A champions in the state of Alabama. Mcadory, all their students, supporters throughout this 95 season rushing the field in celebration. They have just clinched the 1995 Class 5A state championship. Mcadory wins it by the score of 12-3. Tremendous seasons on both halves, but Mcadory getting the better end of this state championship series against Southside. And Mcadory, the 1995 5A state champions. Danny Schatz went the distance this evening for Mcadory, gets the outright win. Pitched superbly as he did in the semifinals against Monroe County. Southside played tremendously both ball games and just came up a nickel short in game 1. And just ran into a buzzsaw in game number 2 against this Mcadory team, who got hot late in game 1 for the 10-run 6th inning. Continued that onslaught in game number 2, winning 12-3 over the Southside Crimson Panthers. The final record on the season for the Southside Crimson Panthers, 21-13 for Jimmy Blanton's crew. Had a wonderful season, had a great season. And by no means of the imagination, they have no reason to hang their heads. They had an absolutely outrageous season. On the other side of the diamond, the team celebrating the Mcadory Yellow Jackets, David Powell's crew, 27-7. Mcadory, once again, the Class 5A state champions. As they continue the celebration and douse the ice cooler on one of the assistant coaches. They'll ride back tonight to Bessemer in celebration with a right to, as they are about to be crowned the 5A state champs here in the state of Alabama. Right there, they just doused head coach David Powell, who's hugging all of his players. Just like a team winning the World Series, celebration of high fives, hugs, and being carried, and all that kind of stuff by all the teammates and coaches, fans and spectators. It's a wonderful victory for the community of Bessemer, especially to Mcadory. Anytime a high school wins a championship of any kind, you just don't win it for the school, you win it for the community as well. Both communities have great things to hold their heads about. The community here in Southside had a fantastic season, just coming up a nickel short, as they are the runners-up in 5A, with Mcadory going the distance, sweeping the 5A championship series 2-0, beating Southside in game number 1, 11-3, and in game number 2, 12-3. Would like to thank everybody involved, especially Coach Jimmy Blanton and all the good people here in Southside for being so hospitable to us this afternoon, treating us very, very kindly in our stay here, as well as Coach David Powell and all the other wonderful people at Mcadory treating us so wonderfully as well, as they hold the state championship trophy above their heads. 4-4. Feels good. Had an incredible year. Top it off with a sweeping 5A state championship. How good is it? Great. I really realize it. First state championship for Mcadory. Congratulations. Ready to get your ring? Oh yeah, I'm ready. You gonna help design it? I hope so. Had a great game, both games tonight. Appreciate it. What do you think was the game? I think we all played the same. I tell you what, everybody, each inning, y'all got the leadoff hitter on with the exception of the last inning, the bottom of the 6th inning. That was incredible. And each time you came around the score. I think it was just a team effort all around. Everybody put in, even people sitting over there. We all yelled. And it's nothing but promise as well for Mcadory baseball in the future. So, you be part of it? Not me, I'm graduating. You graduate? You gonna play baseball somewhere? I don't know yet. I hope so. Well, good luck. Good luck with everything. Congratulations, man. Beat it. This is my wife, mother, grandmother, and
about your son's doing on the first state championship?
Wonderful.
All the pitches are coming back, and we're going to have strong pitching staff. We expect all the way again next year.
Good, good. What was the key tonight?
Right. Our heart. We had, we talked about on the way up here. It's got to be in your heart. Therefore, we got to get it. We beat one of the top teams in the state, Robertsdale, in the third round. That's the big thing that we have to do.
Robertsdale beat Gadsden 3 times.
That's right. We came out against Robertsdale. We knew it was going to be a tough game. We came out, made all the plays we had to make, got 2 hits and we needed. Probably one of the best games of the year.
Mcadory woke up offensively in the 6th inning of game 1 and just kept that rampage going. That's right, game number 2.
We did the same thing last week, just went on counter. We got hot in 1 inning and kept on going. That over Saturday, game 3. Then the same thing happened here. It's like a game. Good.
Congratulations.
For the Yellow Jackets, heck of a ball game this evening. We worked hard all year. Now we're paying off. Hadn't really hit us yet.
Your senior year, what a way to go out.
I've been working since 10th grade on this thing. I didn't think it'd ever come. I don't know.
Is there any better way to end it all with a ring on your finger?
No, there's no way. No, we usually end it with the Jefferson County Championship aside.
What's your most memorable moment tonight?
I don't know. I guess the last out of the game, the Major turned the double play in the last inning. That last out, watching everybody jump on top of Daniel. Something you'll remember for a long time.
Good. Congratulations. Continue success. Philip Loden, Coach David Powell, Class 5A state champion Mcadory Yellow Jackets. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're very happy for the players. They really worked hard this year, and I really don't know what to say right now. I'm just happy.
The first state championship for Mcadory. It means so much. You could see it after the final out was recorded, not only for your team, but for the community of Mcadory and for the families and students of your school.
Oh yeah, the most unbelievable feeling I've ever had.
I think over the years, it's going to become more and more special. These group of guys, because they're going to realize really what they did, what they accomplished. And it really hasn't hit me yet, but I know it will, and when it does, I'm blacked out right now. Really.
Well, let me ask you one thing. Have you even considered the design of the state championship ring?
They just put pressure on the skill one right now. We just want to buy We're going to sell donuts, whatever it takes, and we're going to get them.
That's going to feel good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. The guys deserve it, and that's what they want.
Y'all can get the juniors for one later.
Y'all had a tough road getting there. Robertsdale, in Monroe County, and then Southside. The bats came alive in the 6th inning of game 1, and they just
We had a rough year. Get it up over there, too.
It wasn't easy. It's been a battle all year, but when it comes right down to it, these guys love to compete, love to win. And when the game is on the line, they just know how to step it up and get it done.
A lot of special performances tonight.
Exactly, all the way down the lineup. That's the thing about this team. We don't lean on just one player, you know. Any player at any given time can take over a game and dominate it. We really have to be up there, man.
Congratulations.
Now, I will say this, that we got the greatest coaches, not me, but these guys right here, all year long, Shelton Stone, Philip Lowe, and David Stone. They really do a great job all year long.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Y'all deserve everything that comes to you.
Appreciate it.
Continued success. I hope this is not the first.
Are you going to give the coaches a video?
I don't run the show. I'm just the broadcast.
Oh, look at it. Look at it. The wise. Hey, hold on. Where's my girlfriend? Does anybody want me to come to his girlfriend?
You must be out in the woods somewhere.
Congratulations again, gentlemen. Thank you.
Y'all have a good time. Thank you. Thank you.